Alright, so let's get right into it. What if I told you that the next 10 minutes could completely change your financial future? I'm not talking about some get-rich-quick scheme or a risky investment that promises the world. I'm talking about something far more powerful, something that's completely within your control starting right now. It's the decision to finally understand your money. For so many of us, the topic of personal finance feels overwhelming, like a foreign language filled with complicated charts and confusing jargon. We put it off, thinking we'll deal with it later, when we have more time or more money. But here's the secret. Later is a dream. Today, this very moment, is the only time that matters. The knowledge you gain right now is the foundation upon which you can build a life of financial freedom. Almost every single decision you make is a financial one. Where you live, what you eat, the car you drive, the vacations you take. It all comes down to money. When you don't have a handle on your finances, you're not really in the driver's seat of your own life. You're just a passenger, reacting to bills as they come in, feeling a constant sense of stress and uncertainty. Taking control isn't about becoming a math genius or an accountant. It's about empowerment. It's the difference between a life of constant worry and a life of intentional design. So what is this big, scary term personal finance? Let's just smash that complexity right now. At its core, personal finance is simply the management of your money. That's it. Tracking what you earn, your income, tracking what you spend, your expenses, tracking what you save for the future, tracking what you invest to grow your wealth. Income flows to spending, saving, and investing. It's not about advanced calculus or predicting the stock market. It's about making conscious decisions with the money you have. Think of it like a personal health plan for your wallet. You wouldn't just eat whatever you wanted without thinking about your health. The same logic applies to your finances. Many believe you must be rich to be good at personal finance. That's backwards. You become good at personal finance first, which enables building wealth. It's a skill, like learning to cook. It's a skill, like learning to ride a bike. First time might feel awkward. You might make a few mistakes. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. The goal isn't to be a perfect financial robot overnight. The goal is to be 1% better every single day. Understand basics and turn your income into a powerful tool, not anxiety. Okay, the word budget. I know for a lot of people that word sounds restrictive. It brings up images of spreadsheets, penny pinching, never being able to have fun again. But I want you to completely reframe how you think about a budget. A budget is not a financial prison. It is your roadmap to freedom. It is your financial GPS. You wouldn't start a cross-country road trip without a map or a GPS. You'd end up lost, frustrated, and out of gas. A budget does the same thing for your money. It shows you exactly where you are, where you want to go, and the best route to get there. It's a plan that gives every single one of your dollars a specific job to do. So, why is this so critical? Without a budget, you're flying blind. You might feel like you're making good money, but at the end of the month, you're left wondering where it all went. A budget replaces that mystery with clarity. It's the process of shining a giant spotlight on your spending habits. Now that you have a budget, we can talk about one of the most powerful concepts in all of personal finance: paying yourself first. This sounds simple, but it is a complete game changer that flips the traditional saving model on its head. Most people get their paycheck, pay all their bills, spend money on wants throughout the month, and then, if there's anything left over, they save it. The problem is, more often than not, there's nothing left. Life happens. Unexpected expenses pop up. That new gadget goes on sale. Saving becomes an afterthought. Paying yourself first means you treat your savings like your most important bill. The very first thing you do when you get paid, before you pay for rent, before you pay for groceries, before you pay for anything else, move a portion of that money into a separate savings account. This simple shift in priority has a profound psychological effect. It frames saving not as a leftover, but as a non-negotiable expense. You are paying your future self for the financial security and opportunities you want down the road. So, this brings us to a critical skill you really have to master: understanding the difference between a need and a want. On the surface, this might seem obvious. Food is a need. A fancy dinner at a Michelin-star restaurant? That's a want. A roof over your head is a need. A 5,000 square foot mansion is definitely a want. But honestly, in our modern consumer culture, the line between these two categories has become incredibly blurry. Marketers are absolute experts at convincing us products are essential for our happiness and status. That new smartphone isn't just a phone anymore. It's supposed to be your connection to the world. And that designer coffee? It's not just a drink. It's a necessary morning ritual, or so we're told. To really get control of your spending, you have to become a bit of a ruthless detective, interrogating every purchase you make. Before you buy something, ask yourself a simple question. Can I live without this? And yeah, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Needs are the absolute essentials for survival and basic functioning in society. Housing, your rent or mortgage, basic utilities, water, basic utilities, electricity, essential transportation to get to work, and of course, basic healthy groceries. Wants are basically everything else. All right, let's talk about the four-letter word that holds so many people back: debt. Specifically, we're talking about high-interest consumer debt, credit card balances, personal loans, payday loans. This type of debt is honestly a financial emergency. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom. The high interest rates work against you every single second. For example, if you have a $5,000 balance on a credit card with a 20% APR, you're paying about $1,000 a year just in interest, without even touching the principal amount you borrowed. Getting out of debt needs to be one of your absolute top priorities. There are two very popular and effective strategies for tackling debt. They are known as the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. Let's start with the debt snowball, which is my personal favorite for most people because it focuses on motivation and momentum. List all of your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, regardless of the interest rate. Make the minimum payment on all of your debts except for the smallest one. For that smallest debt, you throw every single extra dollar you can find in your budget at it until it's completely paid off. Once that first debt is gone, you take the money you were paying on it and roll it into the next smallest debt. Once you have a handle on your budget, you've built up an emergency fund, and you have a solid plan to pay off high-interest debt, it's time to move on to the most exciting part: investing. This is where you truly start to build long-term wealth. Saving money is for short to medium-term goals and safety. Investing is for long-term growth. The goal of investing is to make your money work for you, so you don't have to work for your money forever. It's about putting your money into assets that have the potential to grow in value over time, generating more money all on their own. This is how you take advantage of the magic of compound interest. Compound interest is Albert Einstein's eighth wonder of the world. It's the interest you earn on your original investment, plus the interest you earn on the interest. Let me give you a simple example. If you invest $100 and it earns 10% in a year, you now have $110. The next year, you earn 10% not on the original $100, but on the new total of $110. So you earn $11, and your total grows to $121. It doesn't sound like much at first, but over decades, this effect snowballs into massive growth. This is why it's so important to start investing as early as possible. Theory is great, but let's see how this works in the real world with a practical example. Let's imagine a person named Alex. Alex is 25 years old. They make $50,000 a year, which is about $3,400 per month after taxes. For years, Alex has been living paycheck to paycheck with no savings. Alex has a nagging $3,000 credit card debt at 18% interest. Alex feels stressed and stuck, like so many people do. One day, Alex decides to take control and spends a Sunday afternoon following the steps we just outlined. First, Alex tracks last month's spending and discovers some shocking truths. $450 on dining out and takeout, $120 on various subscriptions, and another $200 on random impulse buys. That's $770 of want spending. Armed with this new knowledge, Alex creates a budget using the 50-30-20 rule as a guide. Alex decides to cut back, not eliminate the wants. This instantly frees up over $500 per month. Alex's new plan: make the minimum payment on the credit card, and then throw the entire extra $500 at it every single month. By using this focused approach, Alex's $3,000 high-interest credit card debt will be completely gone in just 6 months. Alex's life is completely transformed, not by a lottery win, but by 10 minutes of decision-making. Take control of your money. Take control of your life. The future you is counting on it.